There is something we've been discussing since Monday when the news broke about Chrisland and the reaction of the school. And then now the government has reacted by closing down the school. There are people saying it makes sense to close down the school. Some people are saying it doesn't make sense to close down the school. What is your own view concerning Chrisland and the reaction of the government towards the school? Join the conversation by calling us. The number will be on the screen. We'd like to hear from YK first. I need you to change because I know in your mind the only thing you want to talk about is politics. But calm down and let's talk.
Be calm down. We're here for you. Be calming down.
Yes, take a deep breath.
Yeah.
And let's change the topic to Chrisland, which is another major issue, actually.
Yes, gosh. That's somebody else.
Okay, let me start. So, I know that when tempers are high, we always quickly take decisions that we may, at the end of the day, regret. When we are calmer, we now see the errors of those decisions. And that's why when things are heating up, it's advised that you stay calm and observe the situation before you take a decision. So I know in our homes, we have this egg that will just spoil in the crate. We don't take the whole crate and trash it because there's a spoiled egg there. We take out the spoiled egg, we bring out the other eggs, we clean them out, and we rearrange them, so that you do not hurt every other person who is not guilty of what you're talking about or what you're dealing with. So going to close the school down because of what happened in Dubai is extreme for me, because now they may have thousands of students, and this is examination time where they are going to be writing something, registering for NECO, WAEC, and all that. And you close down the school because something has happened. You end up hurting other children. Right now, the parents are confused. Where do we take our children to? Our schools are not really receiving people now. This is the beginning of a new term. And do we want to change the school and then they reopen and we take the children back? Or it's confusing for
Did you share this opinion when Doen was happening?
No, I've never agreed with closing down the school. So my position is, you don't close down the school. You can start by, let's say, fining the school. You can start by giving them punishment measures. You can start by taking out the leadership, changing certain things in the school, but do not affect the curricula of the other students who are not guilty in the first place. So you don't hurt everybody because something has happened here. You isolate the situation and deal with it.
So I want Casey to come from, I don't want you to come as a mother, because I know that there is the part of being a mother, there is the angle of a business.
Yeah.
Because it is a business, and there's the angle of regulation. I want the legal perspective and regulation perspective from you. The school has been shut down. Is that legal? Can the school sue the government for shutting them down? Is it the right way to go about it from the legal and regulatory perspective?
Okay. My approach to this would be, what is the government trying to achieve? I think when you look at everything holistically, my own issue with the school is, it seems like there was a level of concealment of what happened. If this kind of thing happened, you need to involve the parents, you need to bring it to their attention, you need to deal with the process.
Can you even report yourself to the government that this issue has happened?
Well, you see, again, it's a tricky one because minors are involved. You understand? So there has to be some sort of balance. Like when you read some reviews, and there is a minor that is standing charge, they blur their face because they're minors. We're talking about a primary school. So can the government legally shut down a school? Capital, yes, because they're the regulators. They license them. If you license, you can penalize, and you can do as you wish under your regulatory conditions. Now, should the school have been shut down by the government? I think maybe not. What I think the government is trying to do, and in this instance, for the first time this morning, I agree with Obiajulu.
We'll fight after the show.
I don't have to agree with her on that one. You're trying to, sanction the school.
But it's affecting
thousands. And then now there are a lot of children, and she's given a very valid point, that are being punished in the process. I think that So take, for example, those of our viewers that look at what is happening in Russia and Chelsea. They're trying to get Abramovich. And then they sanction him in such a way that it hurts him without necessarily destroying the club. So you can do that. You can say, we can query the teachers that with them, suspend the teachers,
so you're seeking more
go through the process. Yes. You see, shutting down the school just looks like, throwing away the baby with the bath water.
I know, YK, you share this sentiment too, but I feel that I want your opinion because you're a mother, grandmother, and you hear this kind of thing happen in a school where your niece is or your nephew is. What would be the expectation you want the government to?
I agree totally with what Obiajulu and Casey have said. I don't think the school should have even been closed. They should have isolated the cases, like Obiajulu said, and dealt with the issue. The Casey said there was concealment. Yes, the school is, I've said it from day one, that the school too is liable and culpable because the level of concealment. Though I was reading a Punch today that apparently last week they had reported to the police about the matter. I don't know. I just read it in the Punch this morning. I think it's a bit. It's too
reactionary.
Yes, closing. Not just one school, the school where
the whole campus,
whole 6
all
schools.
over.
Apparently there are 6.
So I actually, my cousin, I have people in the school, like family in the school, and I'm just worried about the impact it will have on their education. But I also know that if we don't do something, if the government didn't do this, actually people asked for this on social media. People were asking for a close down. You need to investigate. This is not the first time we are hearing about this. It's sexual related. They didn't close it the first time. But this is another sexual issue. Related in the school. So a sexual related issue happening twice in the school should be a cause for investigation. That there might be more that have happened that did not make it to the social media space. So maybe they should close the school to investigate. Maybe the government feels doing this might give us more time to interview everybody.
I remember when lives were lost in Queen's College.
Yes.
They didn't close Queen's College.
Yes.
I know Lagos State don't have power over Queen's College. But Queen's College, even till today,
you still feel there wasn't justice there?
There wasn't justice served for Queen's College, for the Queen's College students that were involved in that matter. Do you understand? So I think, I know this is
Am I hearing you say because it's a private school?
No, not because it's a private school. If it was because it's a private school, they should close them down. Because they're making money. They're making big money, as far as I'm concerned. The students, the children that they don't have any business in this matter, what are they going to do? I don't know if it's double standards, because during the Dowen matter, I thought it was good that the government closed the school. But then it involved the death of a child at that time. And bullying is not anything to be sneezed at. Sexual killing is not anything to be sneezed at either. But since they can isolate the children,
could they isolate?
May
Could they isolate? Because maybe there were more people, more actors in this movie than we are aware of.
Let me just say to that.
You think they can't do it without closing? They can't investigate without closing?
Maybe they couldn't. Maybe the ministry has checked and they realize they need to talk to a lot of people, and they can't do that if the school is in session.
I disagree.
Well, you see, what I've also learned is that sometimes things are not always as they seem.
True.
People that are in governance and in leadership, they probably are privy to some information that we're not. But 2 fundamental things to note. Unfortunately, there is a complete breakdown of trust between the populace and the government. So that the first reaction we have for anything that our government does, because we don't trust them, and
crucify them.
They've hurt us over and over again, is for us to disagree whether it's right or not. It's like, you have started again. So there might be a reason to that. Again, secondly, is the fact that there are more fundamental issues. And that is the fact that, I just wanted to mention this, you cannot outsource parenting. Somebody said, if truly something happened to this child that was a new thing that had happened, the parents, there should be a change, something. You can notice when something is wrong with your child. You know, you come in, something, you say, what's wrong? My daughter will say, nobody's playing with me. At least I know that something happened. You know, so you don't outsource parenting. You know, that is the more fundamental thing for us
you to note.
Yeah.
Let me take Motude, then I'll come to you, BC. Motude has called him Babatunde. Welcome to the show, all the way from Ikeja, right close to us here. How are you doing?
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, about the Chrisland School issue, I know it's an unfortunate incident that happens, and I think we need to look at parental issues. That is the home front. Then the school also has a role to play in the moral upbringing of these children. Right? But as for closing down of the school, I don't think it's the right approach. You cannot say because, just like Obiajilu says, you cannot close down the whole school because of issues that happened among 30 and 76 children, and particularly not even 37 children now, just about a few of them. You now close the whole school down. I think that is rushing to take into a decision. So I will advise that the school should be reopened while government do the right thing in just investigating and disciplining whoever is culpable.
So let me even ask this question. What is the job of the Ministry of Education? What sort of policies do they have when issues like this happen? Is there no part of their policy where they can take over the administration of the school for better investigation while they are sorting the matter and other students are allowed to have their school? What plans do they have? Because for me, closing the school is a very, I would say, is a lazy man's attitude to handling the issue. Okay, everybody go home. No, hold on. Everybody go home. Let your parents be handling you. Let us. I know. The closing of the school is going to affect the children's education. It's going to affect their curriculum. When they come back, and you know the way Lagos State is, for instance, every curriculum works together. When they come back now, these children will lose years, or months, depending on when they decide to open. But what does the Ministry of Education do? How do they impact in the training of these teachers? We saw what I would call the negligence. These kids had ample time to do whatever they were doing, and there was nobody supervising. So this is the time that the Ministry of Education will say, okay, what sort of training do you have for your teachers? What sort of modalities do you put in place to care for this one? How can we...
I honestly have a feeling this conversation is taking place because I think we are assuming...
we can have this without closing the school. The Ministry just needs to take over for the meantime and fish out what has gone wrong.
Let me hear what Happiness has to say.
To be suspended.
Happiness has called us. Happiness, welcome to the show. Good morning from London.
Hello, please. Hello, can you hear me?
Very loud and clear.
I can hear you.
Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you, Happiness. Go ahead.
Yeah, please, can I have the phone number of journalist hangout first before I ask my question?
We cannot. I don't know the phone number. Yeah, watch the past episodes of Journalist Hangout on YouTube. The numbers will be there. You can now save the number on your phone, which is what true fans do. People have our numbers saved on their phone. So, thank you, Happiness. I think that we're usually quick to assume the government isn't working. And I know, I tend to do that too. But I also understand the fact that I have read people's comments on what happened in Chrisland. Beyond this isolated situation, there are many other stories that came out. Parents that took their kids out now came out to say why they took their kids out. So maybe this Ministry of Education, having heard so many other issues that happened across different places, have realized there is a need to properly go through all of them. And I think that you cannot interview staff when the school is in session because who will not be it? Because you need to interview teachers, interview people. But what I would like is for the government for the minister to let us know how long this will take place and try to reduce how long the school will be closed so that we can speed up the process. But I believe that it might make sense to close.
And also, is learning taking place? Have they found a way to ensure that
I don't think
children
for now
are still learning?
Have you put yourself in that position? If your child was in that school, your child is going to be losing
time,
educative time.
Yeah, and I know some people will take their children out even though it's mid-session.
But can you imagine how many, I don't know how many children are in one school.
Yes, it's a big school. It's a big school.
So that's why I say, for me, I believe, the teachers that went with them to Dubai, I think those ones definitely should be sanctioned.
Of course.
Suspended or whatever until they can prove themselves innocent of negligence.
I also think that our government don't talk to us enough. That is something I'm appealing to government. Let's do it more. It would also help to
There's no people now that are in power.
It's not in power yet.
Government now.
Are you not APC?
No.
APC,
But
I'm a lawyer. In my firm, we talk. We do memos a lot.
Let me take Ade from London.
Yeah, good morning, ladies. How are you today?
Very well, thank you. Good morning.
Okay, I want to go to this angle. If any of you, as you are sitting down there, having a birthday for your children, maybe your child is 11 years old, and you invite other children to your house for the birthday, is it going to be possible for any of them, male boys and girls, to go into your bathroom and be doing such a thing without you knowing?
It's possible.
So the fault is the school's fault. Everything is for the school. Don't blame the parents. The parents have trained their child, even though they are bad in their house. But once they are in the care of the school, it's the responsibility of the school to look after where is every student. So that's why I give you that illustration. You can't pretend that because I'm being ready for my children. I don't know when they went to my bathroom. Everybody will blame you.
That scenario is possible.
The fault of the school.
Yeah, I think that I think we're missing the point. Anybody who wants to do something is going to watch you that you are watching him. Because you are not thinking what he or she is thinking. He or she will carry that act out. Under your supervision. Yes, you are responsible. Yes, but they will still do it. Children, when they want to do things, will do it, whether there is supervision or not. They will find a way.
Yes.
So is it working? I want to know if Ade is going to answer to you.
Is he still there?
Are you still there?
Listen, Wyke.
Yes.
He wants to answer.
I agree that I'm responsible, but I'm saying that they can actually do things under my supervision without me.
Let me tell you, anything that concerns the children, it is a special arrangement you have to make for them. Anything that concerns children is a special arrangement. These are children, so you don't treat them like adults. So you have to prepare that anything can happen. So your eagle eye must be watching them.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying.
I agree.
Yeah, so I know that...
anyway,
okay, she's still there.
Wyke, if you want to contest, I'll buy you the phone for the 100 million.
See? It's about having clouds.
You already have your 100 million. You start people get their 100 million.
But let me add that, like he said, when you are hosting children, you must have an eagle eye because you are going to be bringing different children. This is not about how their parents have trained them. This is about what you do under my roof at the time that you're with me. And teachers and caregivers are supposed to be specially trained.
Yes.
To spot it.
To spot the behavior, to spot the smile, to spot when the notes are passing from table to table. A teacher should spot it. Which note did you write? Now they've called out, I remember when I was teaching, you will see things happening, you will see signs, they've not even done anything. But you're already observing their movements and that is the job. You are supposed to be trained on child psychology. There is no excuse for that. You are taking them away from their comfort zone. You are supposed to be with them. Take turns. If, it's the night time, some people need to sleep. In the midnight, carry torchlights, check around. That's your job. So leave the training the parents have given to the children. The fact that they are with you, you should prevent them from doing whatever it is that is against the cultures that or the morals that you're trying to have in that environment. It is your responsibility.
As we wrap up,
take full ownership.
We're wrapping up, and I want to ask about...
They should have even been left alone in the room.
Yes, take full ownership.